Hello, Spirit Familia. Mm. Today I put myself to a test after reading the Course in Miracles, and I was reading the lesson of the day, which was I see no neutral things. Yeah, I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. My thoughts are either coming from the mind of the ego, or they're coming from the mind of spirit. They're coming from fear, or coming from love. That's what's going on with my thoughts. And everything I see around me is influenced by those interpretations which I put out. So I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. All my thoughts bring an interpretation. All my thoughts stem from one of these two parts of the mind. And as I finished the practice, I asked Jesus to take me deeper, because Jesus has been my spiritual guide on this. I mean, the Course in Miracles is channeled by the mind of love, right? The mind of Jesus, as so it states. And there is no doubt in me that this is true. And even in that, as I do my lessons, as I do my readings in the morning, the more I do them, the more this relationship is solidified, the more the guidance becomes clearer. And I can talk about that specifically more on another video. But what I want to share with you right now is that he took me to a part which was the holy instant. And basically, we cannot access the holy instant, this moment, this present gift right now, because we have our interpretations of everything that is in front of us, because we have no neutral thoughts. So what's going on in our mind isn't neutral. And because what we see is not neutral, it is veiled. The moment that is clear and pristine and has no judgment upon it, it is just what it is right now. It is pure and open and like a just a white page, right? For us to paint upon it. And yet, we allow our thoughts to just sort of take control, to take the wheel and define this moment and define our brother and this situation, instead of completely coming into the moment and seeing it for what it is, stepping back. It's like this humble step back of not knowing, of everything, of dismissing everything I knew from the past so that I could enter this present portal of peace. Moment to moment. And when I'm here and I'm in what is, with no judgment upon it, just observing what I see, even observing what comes to mind, like in meditation, because it will happen. But the more we are here, we just observe the body, rest, and this natural sense of gratitude, of lightheartedness comes into play, because the weight of past concepts, of things to do, of plans, of whatever it is not present. We've sort of cleaned the board. And so my practice today was to come into that present moment, into that present portal of peace. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Spirit. Because that's what it is. And then you're just fully immersed in it, and all of your attention is there. And you trust there's this overarching, all-encompassing, surrounding trust around what is to come and what will have to happen and what will be and what you need to remember. There's a protection from that. The trust protects like a bubble. It protects the portal. And all those things, some may seep through, but you become very aware if you're super intentional. And your attention is there because your intention, yeah, so it's intentional. Your attention has gone inside. And now everything is received as is. Innocent, pure, whole. And neutral. If that's even possible to say, like, there is an aspect of maybe not neutrality, but like, I know not what this is for. I know not. And therefore I just open my heart and my mind to this moment. And then I do that. I center in with my attention to this moment and I grasp everything from it. It's like a presence practice. And then I thought, okay, so how do I maintain this portal from moment to moment? So my cat was with me and I looked at her and I just looked at the area around me. I looked at my hands. And so I was very present and I thought, okay, there will be something else. And as soon as I was looking at that, there was a neighbor who started walking by and my attention got put on the neighbor. And then my mind said, oh, don't miss this moment. And I thought, well, the moment can't be missed just because things move in, just because the scene changes or seems to change. The moment is behind the scene. The moment's within my mind. And the scene moves. And so instead of denying, instead of having a reaction or a defense against getting distracted, instead of worrying about getting distracted because I'm in my presence practice, rather welcome the walking of the neighbor and then shift my attention to that and to him and to the innocence and to the openness and to the blank slate of just who he is in this moment and what is around. And then if that passes, then come back to what is and, just take that portal with you and whatever comes into the scene, onto the stage, gets full attention, gets the spotlight. It's like your mind is the spotlight. This is what it is. It's like your mind becomes the spotlight towards whatever is showing up. But that spotlight is a light of love, is a light of innocence, of non-judgment. And therefore that trust keeps protecting any other thoughts of, patterns that may come through. They just kind of wash around because the intention and attention is so clear and so present, and the light is what's shining upon the moment. That's what it is. And so this is all a setup to get to the actual thing that inspired me to make this video, which was, I'm also working and I'm doing lists and I'm going with numbers and I'm using this presence portal, right? This peace portal to do what I'm doing. And I feel this lightheartedness because that's all I'm doing. I'm not worrying or having 7 thoughts about this. I'm not answering all these texts. I'm just here. And yet I can hear that a text comes in. I can notice that it's there, just like I can notice a thought that's come in, right? And still no need to take the bait and consciously choose whether I want to bring my presence portal, my light, that spotlight to that thought, whether it's to look at its truth or non-truth, right? To just be aware of what it is and what its purpose is. And then, or I can just choose to remain where I am, but there is an intentionality between, in this moment, there is a full intentionality. And so as I was doing this, a thought came from yesterday where a woman from the fires in California called, and I was answering the phones. And so this didn't happen. This is me remembering this. And what came to mind is I noticed my thought and I went there because I wanted to be truly helpful, as the Course in Miracles states. I was just a customer service agent trying to help her, file a claim for her instrument that was burned in the fire. And yet, something in me felt to just say that. I know I'm just a customer service agent, but I want you to know that I realized that, I told her I cannot imagine what you feel and what you are going through. But I remember in my mind thinking, but I know the truth of who you are, and holding her in that light. And after she expressed a little bit, before I was able, I helped her, and then I was able to tell her, it just came to me, and I even felt the fear of getting into someone's business because I'm doing something professional, those, and I still said it, and I said, I just want you to know, I know, you're just calling in to get service, but I feel to let you know, expect miracles, because you never know what can come of this. And she was quiet and she said, Amen, thank you so much for that. And my heart bursted in joy. I was afraid for a moment that I would impose, that I was stepping out of my professionality doing this. And it was what she needed in that moment, how it will serve and what it will do. And it was what I needed, and I was true to that. And so this leads me to go into the question about what is true empathy. Like the Course in Miracles states, Jesus is teaching us that true empathy is seeing our brother as they truly are, is holding that for them while they cannot see it. This is the true empathy. And yet, that doesn't exclude having compassion. That doesn't exclude meeting them where they are. But, so this was the clarity that came to mind, but we can lose sight of empathy, of true empathy, and fall into false empathy, which is meeting them where they are emotionally and letting ourselves fall into the sadness, into the desperation, letting ourselves be taken by the tragedy as if it becomes true. And it is very much true for them. It's very much true for them, for the mind, right? The collective experience. And yet, we can meet them where they are, just like we can meet a child in their own tantrum, or a child in their sadness, or a child in their fear because they woke up from a dream and feel so scared. And yet we know We don't tell them, oh, but just, actually a lot of parents do this, but just because that's what they learned, we don't overtly need to tell someone, oh no, that was just a dream, let it go, you're fine. In other words, dismiss what they're truly feeling, which inevitably teaches them to dismiss their own feelings as they grow up and not even disidentify with them, because it wasn't safe to feel what we felt. Even if it wasn't true, we still felt it. Even if it came from something, that's better. Even if it came from something that wasn't true in and of itself, the feeling was true. And so when we say that, you're fine, don't worry, it wasn't true, it's just a dream, there's like a negation to the uncomfortability of just feeling what's there, because it's showing us something, it's revealing something, and that needs to move through to really truly heal and not be put away. And so the same thing transfers over to this, for example, experience that's being had or is all over the news with the LA fires, which are, is not singular to LA. There are many parts in the world that are suffering from this, that are having the experience of fire being what's affecting their experience, right? Or this moment in their human experience. And so the invitation is to, like when we have a child wake up from a dream, or imagine a monster in a closet that we know with certainty is not there. It's same transferable thing. But now the child is this woman or any person who has been affected by this dream, by this loss, by this monster fire. And yet we can hold love for them and see what they are going through and meet them to understand what it is they're feeling, to give them the space to release what is uncomfortable, to feel all the things we don't want to feel, and still hold, like the intention of holding the present portal to peace. That is like that whatever happens in front of it is changing and may shift our intention, but the intention is like behind, right? It's like there's this awareness, like many meditators talk about, that mindfulness behind what's happening. And so the same thing is what we're doing, but we're holding them in their light. We know who they truly are. We know their strength. We know who they come from, because we know who we come from. We know what we are. And in that, there is this indestructible force, truth, that contains and holds all things, that is unwavered, This love that sustains all of it. Even as darkness moves through, even as the suffering seems to take over. And yet we allow it to move through while we sustain that truth and posture within us. And as we see our brother or sister, because when we are there in that place, no matter what they are saying, what is holding, what is coming, we can see through the vision of God, through the vision of the Spirit, through the vision of love. We can be truly helpful, because we can hold the ground for both of us. We can hold the truth. I just got that vision, you know, of that lady when the movie starts and holding the bring, you know, this. My daughter always says, "Mom, Mom." I don't know, for some reason, she thinks I look like the lady that has that big white robe in Columbia Pictures and is holding the light. But what an amazing image. And it comes to me like sometimes there's one who's holding the light while the other one is just holding on to the person. Cannot hold on to they can't reach the light yet. But we hold it for both of us until the other one can stand up and reach it too. It's not, the light is not, you know, exclusive to any person, to any, no, it's just accessible or non-accessible depending on what we're believing, what we're going through, what's happening. And so like the child that believes this is happening to them. And I know many can say, well, the LA fires did happen, but that isn't comparable to to a child having a dream, because this was not a dream. And yet the Course in Miracles is teaching us all of it is part of the dream. This entire human experience, and it's not a denial of what you're feeling, because we can go there. We can deny it. And this is an illusion. Everything's an illusion. So forget about it. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. And everybody's having an illusion. We can recognize the illusion. We can overlook the powers that try to grasp us, pull us into the illusion. And yet, we hold the space of love and light because we are grounded in God. We are grounded in truth. This is the true empathy. And we are able to bless our brothers from that space. We cannot bless from the space of the mess. We can't bless from the mess. But we can see the mess, step back from it, and let it be translated, requalified, repurposed into a blessing. So from the mess, there is the opportunity to see and bless. But we can't if we believe in the mess, if we're stuck in the mess. So as a miracle worker, we hold the miracle mind for the other and for ourselves. And in other moments, when seeming tragedy strikes, because it will strike because the script is what it is for each one of us, may there be another loving companion that will hold that empathy and that light while we hold on to them, because we can't hold on to the light yet. This makes me cry because this is the importance that we have of each other. We're all doing it for each other and simultaneous for ourselves. This is what the oneness is. So let's do our best not to deny what people are going through, not to deny what they believe is happening, what they feel has happened, but to hold that posture, that internal truth, and see from that space of internal truth, witness your brother. Witness what is coming up, and hold that image of who they truly are for them until they can see it themselves, until they can access it. Let them move through everything that comes up, and you hold steady. Love is steady. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is complete. It's not dependent, right? Conditional. It holds all conditions. And so this is a way we can, this is an example of a way we can bring in true empathy. Thank you, Jesus, for leading me to this present portal of peace, which, because I was practicing that, allowed me to receive this explanation of how to truly come into empathy and then share it with you all. I hope this is helpful and it reaches whoever it may need to reach. May your day be blessed because you are blessed. If you cannot feel it right now, I will hold it for you. Sending you all the love and light that is accessible to us now, that is part of who you are now, that is your inheritance, that is your gift to the world. And as you gift it, you give it to yourself, because giving and receiving are one and the same. I feel that now. And so it is. Join me here for spontaneous insights, for things that I will share about my journey, for walking together, for spreading the light and the message, for whatever it is that you may need. You can subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if this resonated with you. Maybe if you made it all the way to the end of this video. I've always liked it when other people do this on YouTube, because I just feel like it's a nice little connection. Maybe send, the little heart with the hands? Yeah, comment with the heart with the hands. I know you made it all the way to the end. Stay blessed. Go shine your light and be the miracle worker that you are. And if you're not, you don't think you are, you're not connected to that yet, well, just go be you. The miracles will come. Just stay open. That's all we need, willingness and openness. All right, talk soon.